all 380 carries means they wanted IG to pick Varus, which means there needs to be some kind of plan here and what kind of comp they're gonna build, what they're gonna pick in the 1-2 position. And we would expect to see Jinjiao go towards something like the MF. It is his most played, but he also has had some really standout carry games on the Kaisa.
Also has had these niche picks like the Ashe as well, so you can never look towards Jinjiao's pool and count it out. But the Kaisa here in game number 1, and we look towards Meteor. He's had the largest jungle champion pool, and while we won't see it yet, we got to remember that his champion pool extends to the ocean too.
I was going to say, I don't expect BLG to look to take away a jungler here. We've seen Meteor likes to wait towards 4th pick or 3rd if Leyan wants to blind pick his jungler. So going for a bot lane, just picking the Nautilus, which is going to put a lot of threat onto this Varus. And Leyan going towards the Elise. This is actually a champion that BLG permaban against teams that play it.
And getting it through here for IG is a big win. Plus, they've got Lucian. Lucian that is flexed between TheShy and Rookie quite a lot.
I want to point out that we have Varus, who can be a flex between Puff and Rookie. We have Lucian, who could be a flex between TheShy and Rookie.
At least that can go to support as well. Leyan showed us last year. How's that?
This is SouthWind. SouthWind is not going to play. SouthWind is going to play something like Braum, and he's going to be happy. But Kingen going towards the Mordekaiser is much different when we talked about how these two top laners are going to be so lane dominant.
At least we get the start of a matchup though, right? Like at least we get to see something here from Kingen. But you're right. Maybe not what we wanted to see as BLG start banning out solo lanes.
I'm sad because we've talked about this before, that BLG has 2 styles. One that's very reminiscent to 2019, which is sit back, farm it up, look for these late game team fights.
Yeah.
Yep, with Kuro. Now with FoFo trying to take a similar role on picks like the Azir, or this lane dominant BLG that puts Kingen on a snowball type champion and just really rolls the game through there. Does look like they're going to go for this later game team fight with picks like the Kaisa and the Mordekaiser to scale up.
On the side of IG, though, is going to be the jungle bans coming through. Looking towards the Meteor, getting through the standard jungles that we see as BLG are like, no Zoe for you, Rookie.
Just banning out things that are good against the Elise. Olaf is one of them. But as you talked about before, that he has so many options that he can pick up. You can always also look for something like a Graves if you're Meteor, if you want to bring out an AD jungle option.
Or he's Nocturne.
He has played that once before, so you have a lot of ways you can go with this. Honestly, this comp, I think it'd be really nice to see the Graves.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, either the Graves or Nocturne, I'm okay. Trundle looks boring. Don't you agree? I don't want to see Trundle.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Trundle here, but gonna go for the Trundle. Trundle, I guess it's all right.
I agree.
If Elise gets on top of you early, she does have the ability to win that 1v1, but as the game progresses, of course, Elise not going to be able to burst down the legs of a Trundle.
But now we decide what goes towards the support position and the solo lane left.
I was going to say, if you're SouthWind, it's always Braum or Thresh in this position, picking up something that could pair well with Puff and really give him the protection that he needs going towards the mid game.
Or at least further engage with the Elise. Here comes the Leona.
Doing something different. He's actually only played it once this split.
Yeah, rare to see. I guess now we get to answer our question, though. By the way, Leyan has been sitting on Ignite for a while. I do hope he changes that. Well, let's keep an eye on that one as we get our final pick for Invictus Gaming. And if that gets locked in, then Puff, again, will be Varus bottom lane. Yep. And I'm assuming that TheShy onto the Lucian, because he hasn't played any Neeko this split. We haven't seen his on-hit lane for a long time.
Yep, I would expect TheShy to be picking up the Lucian instead of the Neeko. And now we're going to look at where FoFo wants to go with this. You talked about it earlier with me off camera, how many champions FoFo's played. And this
17.
is what we said. BLG have been trying to move towards that style that they picked up in 2019. FoFo taking a similar role to what Kuro played, but feels like not able to fill the shoes in the exact same way.
I mean, this is like an ADD pick in the top lane as well. Further to your point about looking at what Kingen's going to play. And this time he's going into TheShy's Lucian. Now, we've seen TheShy and Lucian a couple of times already this split. He's played 480 carries up in that top lane. And his Lucian is the most played up there if you take that AD pool.
So, let's boil these win conditions down in extremely simple terms. BLG, front to back, mid-late game team fight.
Scale.
Yep, scale. Scale, wait, farm, that's it. IG, stock and standard as well.
Go.
Hard snowball TheShy.
I mean, coming into this series, remember what we were talking about before? We're like, if we had to boil it down to, you know, who's fast, who's slow, we'd look at BLG and we'd be like, yeah, pretty slow. And especially here. IG, what are they? Pretty damn fast. They got the fastest win time right now.
this breaks my heart as a fan looking at this series because I would have loved to see BLG puff out their chest and say, hey, we have Kingen. Kingen's better than TheShy.
Fiora versus, you know.
Exactly. We're going to like challenge you in that respect. We're going to draft the hard laning style that we do see sometimes. But instead saying, no, we don't have that confidence. We're going to pull you into the long game where we know you are worse than us.
And it is a shame, isn't it? Especially when Kingen, like an LCK top laner who's come through from KT rolls through in the past, where TheShy, like, didn't really make it big, you know, like over in Korea, came to China to create his legacy. And it's them meeting up for the first time here. It's a big matchup in the top side, and TheShy's going to show us how it's done. Or not. We've seen with IG, sometimes they throw caution to the wind. And that goes horribly wrong, horribly fast. But for Invictus Gaming, remember what we set as the condition here. They are sitting first in the league. They win this, they move up to 11. They get closer to securing top 2 for 2020 spring. And looking for that dominance over the LPL yet again. It's IG versus BLG here in game 1.
Okay, we need to fill the Gios.
Oh, we didn't get him. I'm surprised because IG has a big fan base after their win at Worlds.
I mean, I would hope so.
Where are the cheers?
They've been around for a long time, you know, just besides
naturally,
that, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is the team that PDD started out. This is where TheShy was a mid laner.
Yeah.
Kid was on this team.
You know who was on this team? My ex-player, Rain.
Oh, really?
Rain, yeah.
Okay.
Rain doesn't play anymore, though. Korean 80 carry, good times. Tabe was his support.
Yeah.
So, now Tabe on RG.
He's still around as well, but face checking this for Xinmo. Was this the right idea? Ignite's going to go down. Puff and SouthWind, I think, like this one a bit too much. Matches the flash here. Xinmo on one more hit. First blood actually goes to Jinjiao. Now to bully Puff out. I think this is the play. And Jinjiao really benefits out of it.
I was going to say net win for Jinjiao, of course. Puff also blowing the heal, and Jinjiao having both summoners up.
A very good start to the IG game. 2 kills in 1 minute 30. Rookie even looks for blood onto FoFo, and now we begin the game.
Yeah, and what I want to see out of BLG this game is really trying to match Leyan. Not necessarily look for counter ganks and things like that, but just really, if he heads up towards top, go give pressure with Kingen, hold, make sure he doesn't get dove, scale into the mid game. Your job is to not counter gank, but counteract what Leyan wants to do.
Because we set this up pretty clearly, didn't we? It's about the speed and the snowball. Puff might not have it here, has to flash away. Xinmo looking for that as well. Jinjiao actually mashes it with Halo Blades and the passive. A second kill over to BLG.
This is amazing because we were criticizing Jinjiao so heavily early on, and in recent weeks, he's looked so much better. Actually, BLG are on a 2-series win streak, 2-1 DMO, and the surprise for we didn't mention this team recently 2-0 top esports on the Chinese broadcast for anyone who didn't see.
You have to go back and watch that one because for BLG at the very least, I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, we saw FoFo pick up the Vayne against Knights Kassadin and really coming out strong.
BLG was sitting down the bottom. I mean, every win counts at this point, and it is unlikely they look like making playoffs, but they can create upsets on the way. They can keep people down. And here against IG in game 1, that's exactly how they've started here. A 2-0 start, in fact, for Jinjiao, with a pickaxe picked up. Well, now Leyan is towards the top side, but Meteor has been shadowing Kingen for quite a while now.
This is exactly what we wanted to see. We said the name of the game wasn't counter gank, it's counteract. Just make sure Leyan can't find these aggressive options. Get to the mid game where you know going 2-3 items, you are stronger than IG's composition.
Especially when you look at the side of, okay, well, if IG get the speed off early here, TheShy started cold. Big burst of gold, at least towards that one item from Invictus Gaming. 22-7 CS in the top lane as well, by the way. Kingen not having the funnest time up here as expected.
He's going to need to pick up like Bramble Vest and the Ninja Cabbie if he really wants to be able to start having an okay time in this lane. The bummer about that is, of course, there is an Elise jungle, so there still always will be some AP damage you have to be wary of.
And at least that BLG is really not giving away. He said pick and ban. Rookie got the push here in mid lane as well. Here's Leyan at the moment. Towards the bottom side. Puff and SouthWind, they've had a bit of a rough time in this lane. Surprisingly enough.
Yep, just great job coming off from that level 1. Then Xinmo coming back into the lane, using that dredge line and forcing the flash. And Jinjiao being so aggressive, but moving back to the mid lane. We talked about how we see Rookie pushing, but when you have something like a Neeko versus Azir, we don't expect to see any type of solo kills or anything like that. It's just going to be both laners farming. We could expect to see Rookie maybe look for roams and help Leyan out on the side lane. We actually saw a lot early weeks that Rookie was playing a role to really help prop up the TheShy as well, and we saw him and Ning making a lot of dives towards the top side.
We saw like the Orianna quite a lot here from Rookie, which it's still his most played champion, I believe. We talk about champion pool for Rookie. Neeko is his favorite at the moment, then Ori, then Rumble. So you can see how the champions influence the rest of the map for IG.
We actually saw.
Zen has played, I don't think it's going to mean too much here, because Jinjiao says that's my trade.
This is another difference with Leyan to Ning. We typically don't see Ning go bot ever.
Yeah.
Ning really does not give any help to Puff and SouthWind, which I think is all right. They are very self-sufficient. They know how to play the lane by themselves. They won't typically over-aggress, but Leyan is a lot more
versatile.
No.
You said self-serving, though.
I don't want to use versatile.
Okay.
It's weird because he's self-serving, right? He's kind of selfish in a way, but he's also a lot more generous in where he's willing to use that pressure.
Now you're confusing the heck out of me. What
Look,
is he? Selfish or not?
He ganks less, but is willing to gank more places.
Ah. So he's expanding his horizons while staying in the same place? No.
I feel like
trying to think of it like a holiday.
Opposite.
Okay, well, we'll figure one out for that, guys. We'll get there eventually. Meteor going to be spotted out of the ward here towards the bottom side, but Xinmo's starting to roam now as well on this Nautilus, and with all that bot side priority with the early fed Kaisa. Dragon, the natural pit stop here for Meteor if he doesn't get anything in the bottom lane.
But TheShy getting that call, and also Kingen picking up the double cloth armor, so he is going to make his way, we would assume, towards that Bramble Vest and be able to start playing out the lane, sitting 25 CS down right now, 26 CS down. Not a fun time.
Definitely not. As Meteor,
Ooh,
okay, thank
nice.
you so much. Leyan is a level up here, but Meteor is sure to follow in a second after clearing that one up. But you just brought TheShy closer to you. Kingen probably not going to be happy with that decision. And now at half health, he's probably going to have to leave with Leyan getting spotted up here as well.
Oh, this is really rough, too, because now he doesn't have TP up. TheShy's able to force his wave into turret, so he's not only going to miss out on gold, but what's massive, he's going to miss out on the XP, so he's going to be even further from that death realm. Camp
to take for Leyan as well just makes it more annoying knowing that this Elise is going to be topside.
Oh, this is so greedy.
And this is the play you wanted to see from IG. TheShy going to take 2 bits of turret. Maybe not the right play just yet. Kingen level 5. Dove here. Repel available, but IG are botching this one. TheShy flashes, and Kingen getting a trade is better than none at all.
This is great for BLG. IG invest all their resources in the top side. You get a 1-for-1 and you get Dragon. Massive win for BLG.
I mean, that dive botched there in the end. Kingen survives, holds the shield for so long.
We saw him take turret shots before the dive even started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not a good
TheShy
look for
doing
TheShy.
TheShy things, huh?
And this is where I've seen very polarized opinions of TheShy from fans who watch our broadcast, right? Is you see some people are like, oh, how can people talk like this is good that it's their play style? He's just inking, he's playing really bad. But you see some people who know this is TheShy, this is what gives him the advantage as well, which I feel like that one's a lot more accurate, right? Because if you don't play this way, you're not going to crush people as hard as TheShy does, but obviously it does open you up for these mistakes.
Honestly, people see it and they think, okay, it's a solo queue mentality, which in a way is very correct, where TheShy is going to try and make the riskier play because the payoff is greater.
Well, I don't want to think of it as solo queue. I want to think that IG, especially TheShy and Rookie, aim for the perfect League of Legends. So it's going to be completely annoy your coach, or it's going to be like, no, but it doesn't matter that I could have gone for this less percent, like more percentage, but less worth play. If I outplay this, do this here, double auto, reset this, it'll work perfectly and I'll get more.
Sometimes it really just doesn't work out for TheShy. I said the other day, he's actually got more career deaths than kills at the moment. I'm not sure if that tied it over from the last couple of series, but it's something worth checking out, the fact that TheShy is so close to his kills in his career deaths. Last year was a very heavy death year for TheShy.
Now we are at the point where, once again, we want to see Leyan just make his way up towards that top side, so he could go for a clear from bot to top, but with the wave in this position, you might actually be able to catch out BLG's bot lane, but FoFo is hovering over and still does have the TP to follow if needed.
There's a lot of gold on the side of Jinjiao. Meanwhile, Meteor is going to take a turn up in this top side first.
Yep, but we do have the Realm of Death available for Kingen as well as the Bramble Vest, so it'll be really good if they want to look to set up this play onto TheShy. Maybe Meteor pillaring him off, getting some damage down, King, and bring him in that death realm to finish off the kill. But nope, still just shadowing up for him. And
another culling. I mean, this is going to continue happening. You talk about the Death Realm that is available here. Well, even for Kingen right now, not going to get a chance to use it. He's going to have to back away. No TP if he backs here as well. TheShy is already 50 CS above here in this winning lane and has another wave crashing in. Kingen can't back yet.
And he's about to finish his call.
Yeah. So this is like the expectation we've had from Invictus Gaming. The winning lane in the top side. And again, caution to the wind for everything else at this point.
Another thing that people might have missed is the fact that we didn't really talk about it, that IG got 2-0'd by JDG as well.
Yeah.
So really struggling against JDG. We actually saw Yuki pick up a pentakill on the Azir. We also saw him pick up a solo kill against rookie Zillion.
Oh, the chrono shift in front of the turret. If you haven't seen that, one of our top clips at the moment in LPL. If you look in the back end, it's actually rookie heading towards turret thinking the chrono shift will time well, but turns into a solo kill by Yagao.
And IG just using their pressure from their soul lanes to take this Rift Herald scot-free.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we've seen of Leyan this split, which we talked about. He really likes to use the pressure from his soul lanes by just taking these objectives, invading the enemy jungle, self-serving in that sense, right? He gets the team advantages on his own, doesn't need his laners to come roam and help him out.
So we're going to get a charge here with Leyan just shadowing yet again. They do share the gold, but TheShy still getting it, getting first turret in under 10 minutes.
But still,
Under
BLG
11.
here ready to answer. We also see them bring up Xinmo this time
Death
around.
Realms. TheShy has no mana in here. So here comes the Death Grasp, not going to land, but Meteor's going to be on top of him in a second. TheShy hovering over the wall, the depth charge as well as he comes out. And Kingen gets another kill.
Yeah, so great job by BLG. I love that we've seen Meteor up here all game. This is typically where Meteor goes regardless. He doesn't really pay a lot of attention towards bot lane, which is why this was such an interesting matchup of BLG versus IG. But still, TheShy going to be able to finish his Blade of the Rune King and pick up a BF sword.
And that Cull's still sitting there completed.
Yeah, so he has a lot of damage.
He's still dead. I'm wondering where he's going to go now. Back to that top side, you reckon, Lyric? We're just going back to the same lane to abuse.
Like, if it was it's a Lucian, so yes.
Yep.
But I was going to say, regardless of champion, TheShy is not the type of player who typically walks towards mid, sets up for the dragon play by, getting that tempo advantage for his team. He's going to walk up top. He's going to still push in the wave all the lane and bully you under turret. We, of course, did see his Doran's Blade Ornn against Suning.
Yeah, that didn't work out well, though.
Did not work out well, but
what was the Ornn game? IG, was it Vici?
No, it was OMG. No, OMG.
Suning.
OMG
No,
was the Doran's Blade.
It's Suning. Suning was the game one
God.
Ornn. We have so many games. Apologize.
Suning was the one that I don't want to think about.
Unkillable Ornn.
What IG did that game? That was dirty.
That was insane. I mean, TheShy's Ornn, and I'm pretty sure in the post-game interview he said that was my first time playing Ornn, or something along the lines being ridiculous.
He did say that exactly, actually.
We got a couple of interviews. I still can't work out. I got to get Clement to help me. There's another clip on our Twitch channel. It is TheShy's interview at the start. I think he might say a dirty word. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not going to accuse him just yet. But meanwhile, if we're talking about TheShy, look towards top. Kingen takes red buff. Oi! He doesn't want to give it to TheShy. That's smart. But TheShy still pushing in.
So IG just going to take this dragon, and if you're BLG, just give it up. You don't need it. Yep. IG are nowhere close to soul from the fact that you took the first one. Just keep buying time for your Azir and Kaisa to get big.
Just a reminder to everyone again, IG Snowball, BLG wait.
I love it.
I liked it. Well, you're the one that said it. It was perfect.
I love that the team's picked like this, though.
Okay, flash forward into Realm Warp again. This is just a rinse and repeat of the play. We're only just down an extra wall, but Kingen is getting solo killed in his own Death Realm. The shield comes through. TheShy just wants to trade, but he can't find one. Meteor gets the benefit this time around. IG's top laner getting caught out yet again.
And this is great to see from BLG's bot lane, though. They know, hey, we're sending all our resources to top. IG were just taking Dragon their bot side, sitting in that brush, waiting for Leyan to show, and then they back off, giving over nothing to IG except these plates. But again, kind of expected when you dedicate so many resources to the top lane.
Surprised that Leyan's sticking around. The bulwark bonus not going to be there with 3 people. Poke comes through yet again. But it is an on-hit Varus here from Puff, so you're not going to get the poke burn damage. Note as well, Blade of the Rune King almost complete for Puff here in the bottom lane, who is catching up in CS in the earlier discrepancy built by Jinjiao and his 2 kills. Plus, Rookie has his first item as well.
If I was IG,
what would you do?
I would like to actually see the lethality Varus this game. Ooh. Just because if this game goes late anyway, you shouldn't really win these team fights. You have a Lucian, you have an Elise. Neeko, also a very mid-game spiking champion, but still, Elise brings a lot of utility in the later stages of the game from the fact that she goes Glacial Augment in the items that she builds. But if Puff can... If this game does go late, we get to a point where we are seeing these late team fights, if Puff can make it work, Puff is a god.
Oh, yeah. You have to give him some praise, right? And you're right, like with the lethality here, we'd just see that big spike all at once.
Yeah, we'd see that big one-item power spike. His Qs would hit so hard. And
But Puff was kind of the first person in LPL to bring out the Varus. Just a note in week 1, this was always kind of his favorite champion.
Varus and Braum.
Yeah, Varus and Braum, the combo that we saw repetitively.
Yeah, it kind of felt like IG were ahead of the meta with both of those because they just saw, hey, we see these picks like Leona, like Nautilus, other melee champions across the map like Jarvan. If you jump into a Braum, again, Braum neutralizes them in bot lane, tags things like the Jarvan and Leyan in team fights, and they're really squishy, so they get bursted out that CC easily. And we all know how strong the Varus is now. Second highest priority champion in all of LPL. Aphelios is first at 98%, and Varus second at 91%.
Feels like IJ have been first picking this for, what, 3-4 weeks straight now, and teams have been okay to give it to them. In the past, Puff has really shown up big. Week 1, one of the highlights here was Puff and SouthWind working their way through on the debut week of Invictus Gaming. Remember, bottom lane that came from Bilibili Gaming in 2019. They work well as a duo. They've been together since 2017 LSPL Summer Promotion. And is a year longer standing in this duo than LWX and Crisp. So you see the time scale here.
And just look at how smart Meteor is.
He's found it again. This play has happened so many times. Kingen is going against the Blade of the Room King user now, but now Leyan here with the counter gank. Out of the Death Realm, TP getting followed up. IG now have to get out of there. FoFo in here with the Emperor's Divide available, but he doesn't need it. He auto-attacks to death, and BLG are really slowing this one down.
And this is IG really drafting themselves into a really hard-to-execute win condition if the team plays around it well. BLG have, and I feel like a lot of our LCK fans are going to look at IG's comp and be like, what is this? This can't win the game. And we're getting to the point where, might be true, if you're IG, you need to just try and secure that Rift Herald with the pressure you have from your top lane. But if you're BLG, you're still just happy to sit back, get those items on your carries. You've gotten a lot more kills than I feel like you should have this game. You've just been consistently punishing the way TheShy likes to play.
He's 1-4. And even though TheShy is up 50 CS, I mean, Kingen picked up those 2 kills. That CS discrepancy doesn't mean too much. But Essence Reaver now picked up on TheShy, and IG looking to start the second Herald of the game. Secured the first one, they broke open top.
Yep, so they're going to get this uncontested. Once again, I really like this from BLG. Just take the bot side turret, get ready for this dragon, and then we might finally start seeing fights coming out from BLG, especially once FoFo picks up that second item.
And I'm waiting towards Jinjiao.
Wait, FoFo
as well.
just flashed.
Huh. Where is he?
So looks like IG found a... Oh, yep, Chains of Corruption's down.
Okay. So FoFo with the key summoner down. Herald through the mid lane. Jinjiao's going to have to move.
Puff as well. Puff flashed for it looks like.
Ooh, okay. Missed that one. Good pickup. I can't believe you saw that. That's very nice. Riptail going to get a second charge though. Mid turret's already gone. Inner turret now remaining. But IG can't go anywhere further here, especially with this Nash's Tooth on the Azir and ultimate available.
Yeah, so IG still pushing the game forward like they need to do, but only a 1.4 gold lead doesn't feel like all that much.
No, nothing, especially when the win condition we put forward for BLG was about their timing in this game. Now a Cloud Dragon to transition to as well. If you're talking about pacing out a Soul, well, IG have to really work for the next 3 Dragons, and that's already like 15 minutes time at least.
You know the other thing I really like about BLG's comp? Is that once we get to the later stages of the game, and you have things like an Azir Kaisa, which can just burn Baron, that play is a lot less risky when you have a Mordekaiser where, hey, look, Leyan's coming in, we can't do this. Oh, pulled into the Death Realm, we get the Baron.
The easy takeaway here.
We saw FPX doing that so perfectly week 1 when Duinbi was playing the Mordekaiser, remember?
Yeah, I remember also like, Kingen actually plays it as well, right?
Yeah, so... And I feel like a lot of teams who've still picked up the Mordekaiser have been really hesitant to make that play. They'll still start the Baron, but won't commit and won't pull that jungle into the Death Realm. But I'd love to see BLG, if it gets to that point, have the confidence to look for Barons.
When was Mord reworked? Was that this year?
That was 10.1, I want to say.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was 10.1 or 10.2.
Because I remember when it came into fruition. Are you sure? I think it was last
year.
Oh,
wait, reworked. I thought you meant I thought you meant nerfed.
No.
That was my bad.
No, reworked, right?
Oh,
Ended last year.
Oh, reworked. Man. What are days? What are months here in the LPL? We dance every day.
Dude, I'm just waiting for new fiddle. At this point, as Leyan is actually caught out, has to flash away. But on that note as well, people getting inventive with the ultimates.
Yeah. But 10.1 was when he got nerfed, the movement speed on his stuff.
Thank you for that. Kingen in this game, still very relevant. Doesn't have his first item, but relevant being the key word there, as Jinjiao is really accelerated. This is a big Kaisa with 2 items and the Muramana now complete.
And if the name of the game is front-to-back team fight,
then we're going to do one now, apparently. Solar Flare here with the ultimate used by Azir, but the poke coming out. Meteor is going to go golden underneath the turret while Puff take care of the turret. IG is still going forward. Somebody help BLG.
The name of that game wasn't front-to-back team fight. That was IG getting a pick. A beautiful pick at that, though.
And now they've found someone else. They're going to get the Cocoon down as well. Kicking at half health, poke down 2. Let me correct myself. Not a front-to-back, a front-to-front here from IG. They've got an exposed
a team fight?
inhibitor. They've got an exposed inhibitor turret. 2K gold lead for IG.
And I like that by IG saying, hey, this game is getting much harder. Our windows are getting much smaller. Giving up the side lane, just dedicating more people to the mid lane to make that pick possible. Get that mid lane inner turret and trying to get that inhibitor turret as well. Weren't able to get it, but still did create a bit of tempo in the process. And here's what we see, not a team fight, but a great decisive engage coming in from SouthWind, chained into the chains of corruption, just having enough damage to take down the Azir, and Rookie trying to follow it up. That ult doesn't really do anything, but it looked really cool. And
while BLG have been playing this game really, really well, we have to also come back to what makes IG successful, and it's the ability to flash forward and make the play, right?
Yep.
Sometimes the risk outweighs the reward, but that time around you see when it's more successful what it yields.
And let's talk about this, the fact that we saw it especially in their games against top esports, that we keep setting up that they shouldn't win late game team fights. They shouldn't. It's not how it works between these 10 champions.
Yeah.
But we've seen IG do this so many times where they make things happen that shouldn't happen.
I mean, even now setting up here for the pick yet again. BLG are walking into it while they take care of Meteor. Xinmo's going to go gold while TheShy is taking on Jinjiao. Fed Kaisa, but now has to deal with the back end of the culling. Kingen comes on in, can't get the ulti after the flash, and IG win again.
And just punishing BLG for not pushing out mid as a unit and rotating into River as 5. Yeah.
I mean, it goes from 0 to hero very quickly. BLG with 3 members. Jinjiao's super fed still, but he's being poked out. Kingen as well. Has the Death Realm. The Baron secured. But in the Death Realm, I don't know, Kingen. I think you might die here as he comes out, gives the kill back over to TheShy, and SouthWind wants to go in on FoFo, who has to run away.
And we were talking up this game so much for BLG. They did such a good job of slowing it down and mirroring Leyan in the early game. But punishing one mistake from BLG leads to a Baron and a 5K gold lead.
It kind of makes you think about, I don't know, you explain this.
Well, again, we didn't see them. When you're BLG's comp, you need to get pressure as a 5-man unit, push out that mid lane, walk into River together. They don't do that. IG finds the picks in the jungle, punishing BLG for clearing vision as 2-man, and then we just see TheShy.
I was just, I know it's a Lucian, but I was just expecting Jinjiao to just pummel him, but needed Kingen, excuse me, to come on in. Couldn't get the ult off in time, and it's these high-pressure plays yet again from IG. They've got a 5K gold lead. All of a sudden, the tempo has ballooned into this mid game.
And now you're going to have a much easier time creating tempo disparity. There we go. Yes. Tempo disparity where BLG are going to have to be walking back and forth between their own jungle, between the objectives that they want to contest, and you could look to catch members out by having, TheShy roam over first, or Rookie roam over first, or Lord, catch someone off when they're clearing vision.
This almost Flame Horizon Lucian in the top lane just picked up an Infinity Edge. As IG move towards this dragon, BLG know what's going on, but all they can do is sit back. As you said earlier on, you don't want to contest this one, especially not with an IG in full form like this. But now it seems to be how long BLG can hold this game back from the point it is now.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it's been at from the start. They were doing a good job early on, but IG really just ballooning their advantage so much, and now it's going to be about getting set up in front of this turret. And they do have some siege tools available with the Varus, with the Elise as well, and the Neeko.
I'm going to see them in action. TheShy sitting mid lane. BLG are all here. Somebody stop TheShy, and the top wave pushing in as well.
And this is what we talked about with the term tempo disparity, right? You push in bot, you have TheShy pushing in mid. You get to roam over first, and you try to catch any members in transit, or if you can get on top of someone like FoFo, who was already there.
So now I'm waiting to see how BLG react to this, because again, they've played so well here. We need to give them compliments about how their early game has gone. A BLG that have not been successful, especially during this split, where we expected them to be in the top 4, in the top 3. I actually thought they'd secure playoffs as one of the first teams, but that's not the case. Meanwhile now, Rookie's looking for a pick on top of BLG, but won't find it. While the rest of IG group up with 15 seconds left to Baron, looking to find another inner.
I just want to say, if there's one thing we know Meteor, Jinjiao, and Xinmo can do reliably, is patiently wait for the late game.
They can. The BLG style, I guess. TheShy might be caught out here, but he's going to find Meteor instead. In comes Jinjiao flying on in. TheShy is dead, and IG still looking to take this fight, but I don't know anymore. Rookie comes in with the Pop Blossom, but he's dead as well. This Kaisa living on, and now IG getting separated and torn. BLG still have more to work with SouthWind, as he too will die.
Someone tell me what happened to Jinjiao in their recent series. He is playing so well, so aggressive. The word we keep using is so confident. It looks amazing. And Puff, as always, wasn't with his team. They end up getting caught out, over-aggressed. And BLG buying more time and also picking up a lot of gold.
And this Kaisa again. I said it, mega fed. Jinjiao playing this fight. You can see here with the Renan's Hurricane picked up. This AD Kaisa this time around.
So much damage.
He's huge. And he flew in out of nowhere as well. Literally aboard the jet plane. I don't know when IG are going to be back again, because now that 4K gold lead has dropped down to 2. BLG know there's a Baron in 2 minutes. And we're starting to get the point where team fights are going to bend in their favor.
We just saw what... I mean, well, I guess to be fair, Puff wasn't there.
Yeah.
But still...
We'll see it again.
Just... Pillar coming out from Meteor, not really good or bad, but that's the play we were waiting for, ulting in from Jinjiao. Here's where things look scary, but great flash coming out. And here we see how much damage he has in Kaisa's kit. Bursting Rookie down before he can even finish the Pop Blossom. And then from here, it's just so easy with all the members you have. You can see on your mini-map that Puff was never able to join.
Jinjiao just, instead of, I mean, he couldn't do anything there except attack Rookie. And the fact that he kills them before the Pop Blossom comes down is a big factor. IG looking to fight again, but instead they're going to get caught out. This SouthWind yet again with the Stone Plate. They're going to find the Nautilus. Xinmo is tanky enough, though, as TheShy TP's in 5 versus 5 in the mid lane.
Yep, TheShy TPing in, covering for SouthWind, so he's able to walk out for free. But now BLG have pushed on mid lane. They're able to lay down that Azir turret, and they're going to be able to control vision in the top side jungle of IG and start looking towards this Baron.
And you talked about the Baron for BLG, how quickly this can go down. When Jinjiao has an Infinity Edge now and an almost completed Rabadon's Death Cap for FoFo, that's starting to become a reality. Teleport
there
being
it is.
used.
There's a Death Cap.
And here we go.
Again, going to be important to keep our eyes out on for Leyan, the
Puff caught out. Dredge line connects again. IG lose their 80 carry. Xinmo looking to be traded yet again, but they can't find him either. Puff going down means yikes here for IG.
Xinmo playing on a knife's edge, getting out is a win, and IG trying to follow up with the pick coming in from Rookie's items, but they need to be careful.
Solar Flare in from SouthWind. The real SouthWind at that as well. In front of Baron. Kingen and Xinmo are both low.
I was going to say, the problem right now is that Rookie still has a lot of AoE in his kit, can't poke those members down low, so even if you do pull Leyan into the realm of death, the rest of the members have a lot of threat onto BLG.
IG sticking around, so a BLG. The tag comes through, and Kingen rolling in at the speed of thunder, flashes on in onto TheShy. He wants revenge here for this lane, and he'll find it as the rest of BLG can't get anything else. Kingen to go golden, back to the Baron.
Doesn't matter if Kingen misses his E, just being having so much damage coming from that Protobelt and that passive being able to take out TheShy in the end. but now no Death Realm for Leyan.
Rookie still has the ultimate. I don't know about this one. He steals Baron. Pop Blossom this time going to come through. And even though Rookie's going to die, Baron stolen. Puff and SouthWind kite it back.
And that ends up biting you in the end. The fact that Kingen used Death Realm on TheShy to get the kill. But I can't believe that Baron steal.
Again, IG when it seems impossible, when the game goes into the toilet, as it were. Something else happens. To pile on, IG now with the Baron buff on 2 members and a gold lead again.
Here we just see IG trying to threaten the Baron steal. Leyan coming with a great E. Doesn't matter that he gets knocked up by the Emperor's Divide. Still lands the smite. And that's all that matters.
The rest of the fight can go downhill because Puff and SouthWind get away. There wasn't a level difference either. It was just an outsmite purely by Leyan.
Leyan not here though, so BLG able to pick up this dragon. Now 1 away from Seoul.
Okay, BLG still. This game looks still to be theirs, in a way.
I love that every ridiculous IG series is me and you casting it.
It
like,
really is, isn't it?
What is this?
In a good way. See, I complained yesterday on the RNG Road Warriors series.
Oh, that one was great.
Well, great is a relative term, especially that series. But I said I always got the, I guess we'll call it Fiestas. But this is just explosive. I wouldn't call this Fiesta. I just think this is fantastic. Game 1 has already reached expectations.
Also, Jinjiao, of course, going for that Infinity Edge, going towards more AD when he has an Azir and Mordekaiser on his team.
Got a QSS now as well. Let's not forget, SouthWind going to get pulled in by Kingen as Xinmo on a knife's edge again.
That was just the calling coming up from TheShy.
All of it goes into this Nautilus. He has to back away. It's 4 versus 5. IG are pushing, knowing they have the advantage. And they've got Baron buff as well to go through.
To be fair, if you're BLG, I don't feel like you needed to force anything there regardless. We're really waiting for either next Dragon or Baron to come up once again. And IG really don't have any tools to actually siege down your inhibitor turrets.
All right, so 31 minutes in. Are we at the point after this Baron comes through? I know we talked about IG's ridiculousness and how IG can always win a fight even when they shouldn't. Are we at the point, though, where BLG comfortably in a 5-on-5 in open space should be able to take this?
If IG are directly in front of them, no one's getting on top of FoFo or Jinjiao, yes.
Okay.
So if it's a straight front-to-front team fight, BLG come out on top. We need to see some IG burst out, especially Jinjiao.
Flush away from TheShy, though. Meanwhile, when we talk about the 5-on-5 fight, individually, TheShy getting bullied around. He's 2-6. Yet again.
He definitely has a lot more gold than a 2-6.
Yeah, he does. He's pretty fed. I mean, he has pretty much Flame Horizon Kingen, who has been getting more kills than TheShy this game. IG, though, waiting for a bait in front of this Baron, but Baron's not here for another 3 minutes. Their buff has just disappeared. Ooh. But Meteor is going to face check this. Cocoon comes through. The burn comes down. He's dead. Meteor just walked into them. TP's coming through. They've also locked down Kingen into the Death Realm. Who does he take? I don't think it matters. Puff is still free to hitting on the back line. Into the back goes SouthWind, who dies to Jinjiao. But Xinmo yet again gets poked, but lives. The 3rd time this Nautilus has survived.
And see, this is scary. When we're at a point that IG can get a pick, but still come out losing in these fights.
Because BLG have hit that point, hit that moment.
And that was just a big mistake for Meteor. They already have vision on, which Baron's not even up, so it actually doesn't matter where they have vision. They just need to push out mid as a unit and then walk into their jungle. A and then B.
Not C. C was walking into your jungle by yourself.
Hey, but actually I guess C doesn't matter because you found out that even if you do walk into them, the rest of your members still win.
So D is that's a trade across the board. I think the point is here, though, for BLG getting more confident, you can see across the board. And Jinjiao, every single time, he's picking up these kills. 6-0-5 now has the Mercurial Scimitar, however you say that word. He's full build at 33 minutes.
Well,
You ready to
spooky
fight?
ghosts coming out from Rookie.
He gets a lockdown onto Xinmo yet again, but we've seen that can't kill him. Here comes the culling yet again onto the tank Nautilus. He survives once more. The Death Grasp pulls in TheShy. Kingen pulls Death Grasp onto TheShy, but I don't think this is the play. The one-on-one works out, though. Kingen gets some revenge on his own, but turns into a trade in the end. Rookie on the wrong side of the rift, but maybe now can get something as FoFo has the ultimate, but can't get in range of Rookie.
And the call from BLG was so split. Kingen wanting to go in, the rest of BLG walking backwards. Had they committed one way or another as a team, feels like BLG could have just come out ahead. You were ready to just say, oh, Kingen's done for, but Kingen showed you, the fans, himself, his team, everyone that, yeah, he had the damage.
Finally getting something back for this lane. I mean, the Zhonya's Hourglass, a big factor of that with the Bramble Vest still in the inventory, but once again, a 1-for-1 trade. And at 34 minutes in, BLG have started to realize that every time this happens, they're still coming out ahead.
Yeah, and we are at a point now, again, Jinjiao's been full build for quite a while. FoFo's been sitting on these items also for quite a while, so you have the damage there. It's just, again, can you push out mid as a team, walk into river as a unit, get that vision set up, and then really try to play off of the flanks coming in from someone like TheShy, a rookie, and then allow your team to win the 4v4 with Kingen pulling, the flank into the death throw.
BLG grouping up mid though. Jinjiao ults into the backline. Puff has been caught out. The depth charge is there. They turn on to SouthWind. BLG with the fight win. Rookie dies? No. He goes up but comes down as Leyan does the same.
What?
TheShy runs face first with an Inti style into BLG. And I think Leyan says it all. IG just got blasted.
And Inti style was the best way to describe what just came out of TheShy, but still, the big player to look at in that team fight was once again Jinjiao. The fact that he's going to go in so aggressively these team fights is so beautiful to watch.
BLG have big death timers on the side of Invictus Gaming. I think they can just end it here,
It's
Lyric.
over.
Well, we knew that with IG, with that early game going wrong, or rather BLG able to hold out, that they'd be able to win this one in the end. And Invictus Gaming dropped the first one with a BLG success.
Like, here's my question. Is it a good thing that IG start losing all these games after they secure playoffs? Or is that a bad sign that going into playoffs you're losing all your games?
I mean, but IG in the past have done this as well, right? Like, where you see IG and you're like, they don't look great, they then head into the VO5s, and actually it's not a different story in the VO5s either.
LNG?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Well, I mean, let's start in the positives, right? BLG played, I think, a great game. One of their top games here this split.
I just love that we set out with these win conditions. You can very clearly see what BLG want to do against IG's comp. Just, hey, it's all up to Meteor to shadow Leyan.
Yeah.
That's the most important factor. He was top constantly, wasn't ganking, was just waiting. Is Leyan going to come top? Oh, he didn't come top? Okay, recall, clear my jungle from bot to top once again. BLG's bot lane as well, especially in mid to late game. Oh my god.
I mean, Jinjiao started that game with the 2v2 and Leyan even influencing that there before, right?
Even Xinmo, you think about it,
Yeah.
he walked back to lane, had the confidence throughout that dredge line, and then that's how they picked up that kill.
He started 2-0, and then Jinjiao sat on that for a long time as well. We got to the point where we see 3-item Kaisa, where the play towards the mid inhibitor that was never taken, nor the turret.
Not to downplay this, but you know what else I love about the series?
What?
That IG can make a BLG game like fun and interesting.
Yeah.
Even a slow game like this, it was always action-packed with one team trying to do something. It was really awesome.
And forcing BLG to make a move, and it turns out that BLG's moves were better. Now, let's move to IG, because in that game, we saw like that very decisive mid play, the pick, and what it led to an IG capitalizing. But it seems like that was the only strengthened play from Invictus Gaming.
Look, this is what... Oh, wow.
Yep.
Well, that's actually what we expected coming into this game.
They had a gold lead.
Maybe not the 6K gold lead. That did come from BLG's mistakes, which, right, that's actually IG started doing really good punishing these mistakes, but we saw the pitfalls of this composition. I'm sure there are tons of people in chat right now spamming Sinner because, again, that's what our LCK fans would know this as, and just IG falling prey to their own kind of
their own
style and
strength,
success.
weakness.
Yeah, right?
I mean, a lot of the time with like the IG series, we don't know how to categorize them, right? Like IG versus RNG, it was the last series I did, and I was like, it's so exciting. But then sometimes IG, again, throwing caution to the wind is a great way to state it.
Yeah, IG just... And
TheShy died a lot.
let's, like, looking forward towards the next game,
Yep.
I expect both teams to just do the same thing. Maybe not same comps, but obviously BLG have committed to playing towards this style that brought them success last year, and IG as well are just... They've always done the same thing, so I don't know why I would expect them to change it up now.
Of course not. But a lot of the time in these series, let's remind you of another series where I believe it was against LGD, where I think LGD won the first game, and we were going, or what's going on with Invictus Gaming. They have a tendency to, I guess, bring it back to resume control. So let's see, because for BLG at the very least, that was a great start, more than we expected. Just a reminder, because we haven't talked about BLG standings, they're 5-8 right now. If BLG get a win, they move up with Vici, and they move underneath WE. So they're not out of playoffs just yet. Although we want to discount them because of how low they're sitting, they still have the potential to make the dream run.
It's also kind of disappointing because, okay, 2 of their wins came in the first week. They went on a big lull, but their other 3 wins have come in the past, I think, 2 weeks. In their past 5 series, they've gone 3-2. They also almost beat EDG. So their recent form, looking at this game, looking at their recent series, is much better. And if this was a BLG we'd seen all split, maybe they would be confirmed in playoffs right now. But you're right, that dream is not dead yet.
Not dead just yet, but it does make it hella hard to go from here. But BLG, 3-series win streak, whether it continues here against IG will be the question, or if IG have something else to show us here towards Game 2.